Hey, I'm Adam Lambert, and this is No Filter. It's becoming widely understood that gender is fluid, that sexuality can be fluid. Why should we not apply that same idea to our public figures? And all of a sudden I realized, oh, okay, now there's a lot of strangers looking at me that don't agree with my life. No, I didn't do it. You did it. You saved your life. This is a good question. This is a nice chat. Yeah, I like it. I think to climb out of trauma or a dark situation or a rut, it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of strength, and obviously we all have our tools for helping us through those types of times, but it really comes down to you. It comes down to your will. I've actually had people come up to me before and say, oh, you saved my life, and that's always a really beautiful and vulnerable thing to share. But I often kind of say, no, I didn't do it. You did it. You saved your life, and if I helped create some support for you or some inspiration, then awesome. Sometimes people don't give themselves enough credit, I've had, a history over the past decade of really coming to terms with anxiety as a thing. I mean, I think I've always sort of been prone to it, and I didn't know what it was called, or I didn't recognize it as that. And over the past, 4 or 5 years, I've become more familiar and comfortable with the idea that, oh, okay, it's anxiety. That's what I'm feeling right now. And I think knowledge is power. Once you understand it, I think that really helps. Once you talk about it with people and you realize that it's so common, that we all have our struggles, and the help that you can seek for it. Therapy is really amazing. It's good for anybody, even if you aren't dealing with anxiety or depression or anything like that. I think self-care can also extend into just simple rituals, like sometimes I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna make a bath, and there's certain playlists that I'll put on that help me sort of just zen out, and chill. It's interesting because I remember going into the show and I was in a really good place. I had kind of done some self-work the few years prior to that, and kind of I read a couple self-help books, and really kind of had discovered an inner strength that I needed to find. I had sort of faced fear in a way, because I think fear can be really crippling. It can hold you back from a lot of life. And so my journey on that show was really positive. I had a great time. I had a lot of fun. I was excited that I got to share what I can do. And when I got off of the show, it was like leaving a little bit of a bubble, and all of a sudden I realized, oh, okay, now there's a lot of strangers looking at me who are making assumptions about me and that don't agree with my life, that with who I am, with my identity. I knew immediately that I wasn't going to back down from it, that I was going to embrace publicly who I was. If someone is exploring something within themselves on a public level, why don't we just give them the space to sort of explore it? It's becoming widely understood that gender is fluid, that sexuality can be fluid. Why should we not apply that same idea to our public figures? Why do we expect them to stay so tightly boxed in these black and white ideas? But things have changed now. People want to know. People want to know what you're about, and it's powerful to be able to be honest. I turned 41 this year, and I am so grateful for the experiences that I've had and from what I've learned so far. Every once in a while I think, what would it be like to be 20 again? And I think that would be fun for a weekend to go and be 20 again. But I definitely love what I've been through and what I've learned. So I think I would tell myself, deep breath, be patient, which is hard to understand when you're younger sometimes. And I think I would just say, you're enough. Because I think when I was younger, there was a part of me that didn't feel like I was enough. I felt like I was trying to find something, and it was probably in me the whole time, but I didn't realize it yet.
This is Heart.